You know what? If you have a problem with being called the godless left, maybe don't be the godless left. You do realize that in the wake of this terrorist attack, when people were saying our thoughts and our prayers are with those who are affected in the San Bernardino terror attack, you had the New York Daily News and you had elected officials and you had journalists mocking people who were simply asking for prayers, mocking them. Saying, well, we're so glad that the GOP can save everybody from ISIS with their prayers. Here's an idea. How about you guys stop letting terrorists in? How about you guys stop supporting policies that reduce the criteria for unvetted foreigners to get visas to come into this country? Because you all have blood on your hands right now. It wasn't the NRA that made the rule that said we're not allowed to look at the social media activity of people who are unvetted and coming from hotbed areas of terrorism like Tashfeen Malik. I don't know if people missed Government 101 and how all of this works, but that was actually Jay Johnson at the Department of Homeland Security. And by the way, he upheld that rule in 2014. It wasn't Wayne LaPierre. See, Wayne LaPierre is an older white guy. Jay Johnson is a younger black man, and he works with DHS. Wayne LaPierre is at the NRA. Maybe you guys are illiterate and you don't know what all the letters stand for, but the NRA is made up of millions of people who are just like me, and we want to fellowship and protect our Second Amendment rights. We don't make policy decisions, and we sure as hell don't work at DHS. That's y'all's guy, Jay Johnson, right? He was the one who was appointed to that position by President Barack Obama, who also supports this rule that was upheld in 2014. And it was that rule, ladies and gentlemen, that very rule that allowed inside these United States Pakistani fiancé visa applicant Tashfeen Malik, who, by the way, was ranting on social media for years about her jihadi fetish. She was fetishizing jihadism online. But because Jay Johnson was so obsessed with political correctness and so obsessed with optics, which I'm sure is going to be of great comfort to the 14 families who lost people in San Bernardino that day, I'm sure they'll find great comfort in the fact that Jay Johnson did all he could to make sure that DHS was beyond reproach in terms of political correct optics. It was him who made that decision. It was he who upheld that decision, not the NRA. So yes, why don't you people stop supporting policies and candidates who want to lower the criteria and let every Tom, Dick, and Harry from every hotbed terrorist activity cell around the world into the United States? Because we've kind of had about enough of it. I'm really tired of hearing people attack the NRA. You know, I had a fender bender in a Taco Bell parking lot one time, and I didn't call AAA and go off on them and accuse them of being responsible somehow for this. It is sickening to me that we have an administration that promised to keep Americans safe, and they haven't kept Americans safe. We've had beheadings in Oklahoma, a terror attack in San Bernardino, a terror attack in Boston, a terror attack at the Naval Yard, a terror attack in Chattanooga, a terror attack at Fort Hood, and every single one of these people were showing signs, exhibiting something. But our blessed government, the government that says it's going to protect you, its number one job is to keep Americans safe. They didn't do it. And now they want to make sure that you're not able to protect yourself and pick up their slack. I have a problem with this. I have kids. I have a family. I also value innocent life. I value my life. And I have a major problem with this. I also have a major problem with all of these tragedy, dry humping whores. I do have a problem with them, and I'm not watching my language because it's about time that somebody call you out for what you are. You sicken me. You are the people who run away from supporting things like Project Child Safe. You are the people who run away from supporting programs like Eddie Eagle's Safety. You are the people who believe that ignorance is the key, whereas millions of mothers like me, we believe that education is the antidote to ignorance. We believe that what our children don't learn inside of the home, they're going to learn outside of it. So, to make up for all of the ignorance that these people have been professing in their communities and teaching to their families, we have to make sure that we're doubly responsible.